college basketball is back, with it being the first game here in Hainer Fieldhouse. The Eagles have high expectations from the numbers of last year, but head coach Anita Howard said that they're not going to live in the past, they're going to live in the present. Even though Allen is a non-conference game, they're going to make sure every single game the Eagles are going to come in to dominate, whether it's non-conference or conference, David. David, we know the last time the Cougars were here in Statesboro was in 2012, and the last time the Eagles and the Cougars played was in 2021, and the Cougars took the sweep. Their head coach, Jason Kipner, stated that the biggest thing he wants to see from his team is to be consistent during all sets, knowing that the Eagles are going to be consistent during this game.
Coach, let's talk about the first half of the game. What is going to be that message going into the locker room to come out in the second half, potentially get a goal?
Jordan, let's talk about those kills. 18. I don't know if you know how many you had, but you had 18 this game. What was it every single time you put that hand on the ball where you knew it was going?
I think just power. I just wanted to power it on the court, full send all the way.
Now let's talk about tomorrow. You have a game against Stetson. How will you take this momentum into the game tomorrow to take the sweep this weekend? David, as we know, the Eagles took the sweep and had redeemed themselves from last weekend and won last night. Even though they took the sweep, Marshall could come back and dominate this afternoon. Marshall have to make sure that they limit those errors and make sure they worry about what's happening on their side of the net to potentially win this game.
Well, David actually talked to Coach Jones, and Allen's coach, and what happened after that half. She said in that locker room they talked a lot about how she wants to be more aggressive to make those opportunities. She wants to make sure that they stop their transition game because they have too many points in the paint. In the timeout, you talked about a lot about those details. What exactly those details do you want to see in the second half of the game? Coach, big thing this week you talked about you wanted to limit those errors and play clean. How do you want to continue that in the third set to potentially take the sweep this weekend?
David, like you mentioned, sophomore Maya Wood accumulated 218 kills and 222 digs last season. But as we can see right now, she is a libero/DS for this team. Coach Turner stated that Maya is very competitive and an overachiever.
Yeah, Danny, Coach Willis made it clear that the team plays on a we mentality. It does not take just one or two players to be able to perform to get that win. It takes the whole team to do it. Coach believes that it makes them a hard team to scout and them being definitely a stronger team. As we can just see, they got that point.